You're 19, East LA, no dad. Mom works nights at a packaging plant and comes home smelling like cardboard and exhaustion. You're not in a gang. You're not in anything. You work part-time at a tire shop on Whittier Boulevard, making $9 an hour, changing rims for guys who don't look at you. One Tuesday afternoon, 4 Harleys pull into the lot. Mongols, full patch, chrome and leather, and that Genghis Khan logo staring at the world like it owes them money. They need tires on 2 bikes. You do the work fast and clean, and you don't overcharge. One of them, a stocky guy with neck tattoos, watches you work. When you're done, he nods and tells you to come by the clubhouse on Friday. You say you'll think about it. You show up Friday at 7 p.m. sharp. Nobody cares that you're there. You stand in the corner of a smoky room full of men twice your size drinking a beer nobody offered you. You come back the next Friday. And the next. For 2 months, you're a ghost with a heartbeat. You wash bikes without being asked. You haul trash. You hold doors. Then one night, a full patch member tosses a prospect cut at your chest. No top rocker, no bottom rocker. Just the word prospect stitched across the back like a target. The hazing starts immediately. Guard duty through freezing nights, while the party thumps behind the walls. Suicide errands at 3 a.m. A senior member puts a cigarette out on your forearm at a barbecue to see what you do. You don't flinch. Most prospects have a sponsor. A mentor who vouches for them and shows them the ropes. You don't. Nobody steps up. Nobody takes you under their wing. You figure it out alone, watching, listening, learning the hierarchy by studying which men the room goes quiet for and which ones get talked over. That's what separates you from every other prospect who passes through. They're looking for a father. You stopped looking for one a long time ago. After 13 months of eating dirt, the night comes. Church. Members only. The chapter president holds your full patch in front of the room. Top rocker. Bottom rocker. Genghis Khan in the center. He stitches it onto your back and the room explodes. Brothers hugging you, pouring whiskey down your throat, calling you family. You feel the warmth in your chest and you let yourself believe it. That night is the best night of your life. Fresh patch means bottom of the food chain. Collections. Bar security. Escort runs where you eat dust at the back of the formation for 200 miles. You do it without complaint because that leather on your back makes you somebody for the first time. Then a rival crew tests your block. 2 guys from an outlaw club out of San Bernardino walk into a Mongols bar and start talking loud, disrespecting the patch. You handle it with your fists and a tire iron. Clean. Fast. No cops. Word gets back to the chapter president. He calls you into church and gives you a permanent role. Enforcer on the club's meth pipeline. When a dealer is late on payment, you visit. When a cook skims product, you educate him. When someone talks to the wrong people, you make sure they stop talking. You do it with the efficiency of a man who spent years changing tires in silence. No drama, no showboating, just results. Within 6 months, you're the guy they call when conversation stops working. The sergeant-at-arms catches a weapons charge and gets shipped to federal lockup. The president taps you to fill the seat. Sergeant-at-arms is the club's internal law. Security. Discipline. If a brother steps out of line, you deliver the correction. If someone gets stripped of their patch, you're the one who rips it off their back. Members who used to drink with you now straighten up when you walk into a room. They check their words. They watch their tone. The power feels right in your hands, but it comes with a tax. You eat alone now. The jokes stop when you sit down. Brothers don't confide in you anymore because you're the man who might have to punish them for what they say. You traded friendship for authority. The exchange rate is brutal. The war starts on a Saturday night. Hell's Angels. They've been pushing into Southern California for months, testing boundaries, and the tension finally cracks like a bone bent too far. A brother named Paco gets shot outside a bar in Pomona. 2 rounds in the chest. Dead on the sidewalk before the bartender can call 911. The club doesn't file a police report. You plan the retaliation yourself. 3 bikes, 1 target. A known Angels hangout in Riverside. You hit it fast and clean and vanish before the first siren. But clean doesn't mean finished. The Angels respond the next week. Drive-by on a Mongol's barbecue. Nobody dies, but a prospect's girlfriend takes shrapnel in the leg. Then a firebombing at a Mongol's friendly bar that burns it to the foundation. Then a pipe bomb wired to a brother's ignition that he only finds because his 4-year-old dropped a toy under the car, and he bent down to grab it. You take a bullet that grazes your neck during a gas station ambush. 1 inch to the left, and your mom gets a phone call she never recovers from. You lose 4 brothers in 8 months. Men you ate with, rode with, bled with. Each funeral is quiet. No church service. Just bikes parked in a circle and a bottle passed around in silence until it's empty. The war doesn't end with a victory. It bleeds out slow through attrition and federal heat on both sides until nobody has enough soldiers left to keep swinging. Nobody wins. The survivors just stop losing. The chapter is gutted. Half the members are dead, locked up, or gone. The president promotes you to vice president. Your job shifts from muscle to money. Laundering cash through barbershops and auto detail shops. Managing the meth supply chain. Negotiating with Mexican suppliers who respect efficiency more than flags. The money flows and the chapter rebuilds. You buy your mom a house in a quiet neighborhood. You get a woman from Montebello who thinks the life is exciting until she realizes exciting means you vanish for days and come home with blood under your fingernails. The VP seat gives you a new view. You see how the president makes decisions. You watch him sacrifice soldiers to protect profit margins. You see brothers treated like inventory, deployed and discarded based on what they produce. The brotherhood is a balance sheet. And your middle management in a company that pays in cash and fires with bullets. You don't like the view, but you don't look away either, because the view is the only honest thing in this building. The president gets pinched. Not RICO, not a raid, a traffic stop, routine. Except he's riding dirty with an unregistered weapon and a bag of product in his saddlebag. Stupid, sloppy. The kind of mistake a prospect makes, not a president. He's held without bail because the feds smell blood and stack charges while he sits in county. The chapter needs a leader. There's no dramatic coup, no gunshot in a smoke-filled room. They hold a vote at church on a Tuesday night. Every patched member at the table. Your name is the only one that comes up. You don't campaign for it. You don't politic. They vote you in because you're the only one left who can keep the lights on. You sit in the president's chair, and it doesn't feel like a throne. It feels like a desk in an office where the last manager got fired and left the books in shambles. You're the president now. You spend the first 3 months putting out fires the old boss left burning. Debts to suppliers. Beefs with allied clubs he neglected. Members who went rogue while the leadership was vacant. You fix it all with the same tire shop discipline that got you here. No flash, no speeches, just showing up early and staying late. The chapter stabilizes, grows. You recruit a new generation of young guys from the same barrios you came from. Hungry kids who remind you of yourself at 19. You build the Mongols chapter into the most disciplined crew in the region. Money flows. Territory expands. Under your leadership, the club runs tighter than it ever has. But you start to notice something. The new generation doesn't ride the way you ride. They don't respect the patch the way you respect it. To them, the club isn't a brotherhood. It's a brand. A shortcut to money and clout. They wear the cut for Instagram photos and use the club's name to flex on civilians. They don't know the bylaws. They don't care about church. They skip runs and send excuses by text. You try to enforce the old code, but they look at you like you're speaking a dead language. You built the machine, and the machine is already forgetting who built it. The kid who replaces you doesn't even have the decency to do it behind your back. His name is Demon. 24 years old. One of the recruits you brought in yourself. You picked him up from the same barrio, same tire shop block, same nowhere. Loud, flashy, good with social media, and better with the younger members who see him as one of their own, instead of a relic from a war they never fought. He starts holding side meetings at a taco spot across town, building his own loyalties, whispering to the younger guys that the chapter needs new energy and that the old guard is holding things back. You see it happening the way you see weather coming across a flat desert. Slow and obvious and impossible to stop. You could crush it. You've got the muscle memory and the reputation. But you also recognize the look in his eyes because you've seen it in the mirror. Hunger. The exact same hunger that walked into a clubhouse at 19 and wouldn't leave. He calls for a vote at church. New leadership. New direction. The table is full of faces you recruited, guys who wouldn't be wearing that patch if you hadn't pulled them off the street corner and given them a shot. They vote. It's not close. Demon takes the chair. They don't beat you. They don't strip your patch in the parking lot. They just tell you thanks for everything and that you're welcome to stay on as a regular member. No rank, no title, no seat at the table. You're not expelled. You're demoted back to furniture. And somehow that's worse than anything anyone's ever done to you. You stop showing up to church. Then you stop showing up to runs. Then you stop showing up at all. Nobody calls to check on you. Nobody comes by. The patch sits in your closet and you don't touch it. Your woman already left 2 years ago. Your mom's in the house you bought her, but she's getting old and she still doesn't know where the money came from. One morning, you're scrolling job listings on your phone and you see a posting for a tire shop on Whittier Boulevard. Not the same shop. Different name. Same block. You drive there. The owner is a heavy-set guy who doesn't care about your tattoos or the gap in your resume. He asks if you know tires. You say yeah. He says $11 an hour. Take it or leave it. You take it. Your first week back, you fall into the rhythm like muscle memory. The smell of rubber and brake dust. The whine of the impact wrench. The ache in your lower back at the end of a shift. You're changing rims with your head down on a Thursday afternoon when you hear the sound. That rolling thunder of V-twin engines vibrating through the concrete floor and up through your boots into your bones. You don't look up. A crew of bikes pulls into the lot. Young guys in clean cuts with patches that look like they came out of the box yesterday. One of them walks in and drops his keys on the counter. He looks right through you the way customers have always looked through tire shop guys. He doesn't know your name. He doesn't know you built the chapter he's wearing on his back. He doesn't know you buried 4 brothers and took a bullet and sat in the chair that his president sits in now. To him, you're just the tire guy. And the thing that kills you, the thing that keeps you up at 2 a.m. staring at the ceiling, is that he's right. That's all you ever were. You just forgot for a while. That's a wrap for today. This story is fiction, but the Mongols' MC is real, and the cycle it runs on is real. Every throne gets taken by the next guy who's hungrier. If this one hit you, drop a comment with your biggest takeaway. More stories coming. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one.